I'm here on the Oregon coast. I got my first set of coordinates and they brought me to the Cape Kiwanda area. The wind just rushes up that face. Never turn your back to the sea. Every checkpoint that I reach today raises money for the outdoor school and Sun Community Schools. This is for you guys. Again, this is your stuff. It's geocaching like you've never seen before.
This thing is truly a beast.
And it's all happening right now on the wildlife.
This is single-handedly the most extreme thing I have ever done in my life.
And this is the view from the top of Monkey Fish.
The most prehistoric fish that we can even think of right now.
That is one big Dungeness crab.
All over the place. All I can do is just hang on. This is the wildlife.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
I programmed my first set of coordinates into my GPS and they've led me all the way over to the Oregon coast to an area called Sand Lake. Now I'm almost to my first target. The weather today calls for sporadic changes. We have no idea what it's going to do. Right now, it's dumping pretty hard. Who knows what later is going to show us. To start this geocache, I was given a set of dynamic coordinates, which means my first checkpoint has a start location that will eventually lead to an end location. The first group of coordinates have taken me to the dunes of Sand Lake in the Siuslaw National Forest. Should be right on the other side of this dune right here. Look at this. There's a flag over here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Whew. This thing is meant for something serious. All right, well, I know what I'm gonna be driving. I'm gonna plug in my second set of coordinates and head out. My next set of coordinates is going to take me across the dunes of Sand Lake towards the ocean. Once I reach the coastline, I will travel south for what looks to be about 3 miles in order to reach my first checkpoint. I've got about 4 miles to get to my target. Let's do this! Every year in Oregon, thousands of sixth graders leave their families for a week to attend outdoor school, where they immerse themselves in nature and learn about science in a uniquely hands-on fashion. It's an experience that is so memorable, outdoor school graduates often return a few years later as student leaders.
I had a wonderful time as a sixth grader, and I still remember my student leaders' names, Comet and Blaze, and they made a really big impact on me back then. So when I got to be a high schooler, I just jumped at the opportunity that I could maybe be that for another kid.
The lasting impact of outdoor school comes from a combination of the overnight camp experience and the outdoor learning environment. The alternative setting often helps kids who struggle with science to find success.
I feel like it's hard to instill that sense of wonder with a picture of a newt when you can have it in your hand, especially as a kid, being able to touch the soil and learn about it. And it just makes things stick so much better.
I like the kind of outdoorsy feel to it, how it all fits together. It's because you don't really see all this kind of woods in the city. Like, if you want to study something, then you have to be out there to really, really study. You won't be able to really study the forest unless you actually come out to the forest.
The outdoor classroom means sixth graders draw strong connections between all areas of science.
There are a lot of those aha moments that kids get. For instance, I was just talking to a group in the watershed, and they were telling me that they had just made mind-blowing connections, and they were just jazzed. They were, like, and then the plants hold onto the soil, and the soil soaks up the water, and then it grows the trees, and the animals eat the plants. They're all connected. And those moments where kids are really grasping the nature of ecological systems are really powerful to watch.
I am just a couple miles from my first checkpoint, and I am eager to reach it for the kids of the Outdoor School program and Sun Community Schools. But while getting there quickly is important, when given a chance to drive a vehicle like this one, I have to have a little fun too. I'm on my way to the next checkpoint, and I really want to get there fast, but at the same time, I'm never going to have this opportunity again, so I'm going to have some fun. Should be right here. Okay, you know what this means. My target's gotta be underneath here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make life easier. There's a winch on my four-wheel drive here. I'm just gonna pull the log out. Coming up on The Wildlife, you've got wind mixed with sand, mixed with sea foam that's getting whipped up. Wind starts whipping up those sandbanks. It's like a death cocktail for your eyes and mouth.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
I'm on the Oregon coast, just north of Cape Kiwanda, and I've hooked up a winch from my military ATV to this log because my first checkpoint is buried somewhere underneath it. There we go. See if we can find it now. First, I had to start digging with the shovel to get just down into the beach, but once I got down to the wet sand and the log starts curving underneath itself, I couldn't use the shovel anymore. I had to resort to digging with my hand, and that is exhausting. You're just taking handfuls of soaking wet sand and scraping them out to find the next checkpoint. Whew. Checkpoint 1. Really had to work for that one. All right. This one says, when the goal is clear, you have power overcoming the obstacle. Got one set of coordinates on there. My next set of coordinates is going to take me south along the coastline for approximately 4 miles. Based on the distance, my second checkpoint looks to be somewhere near Cape Kiwanda, and with bad weather rolling in, I don't have time to waste. While the outdoor school educates kids by transporting them to a new environment, the second charity I'm benefiting works to improve their current life circumstances. Sun Community Schools provides a variety of services, including after-school homework classes, to help kids like Jessica succeed in school.
I've been involved in Sun class about 8 years now. Sun has made me a better student because I've learned ways to organize myself, and I've learned things that I didn't know about myself, like that I could do things that I didn't know I could do.
In addition to academic support, Sun offers a variety of recreational activities from crafts to cooking to soccer.
You know, having the opportunity for the students to come here in a safe environment with adults supervising at all times is an incredible opportunity, I think, for them.
Recognizing the connection between home life and academic success, Sun provides support for the families of the students as well.
I think Sun class is really good because they only haven't helped me, but they've helped my parents. My mom takes ESL classes, and she now can help me with my homework because she could read the letters in English, and I think it's been really important in my life.
The wide array of services from after-school meals to one-on-one mentoring all combine in a large-scale effort to promote success in school and in the community.
There's people there for you if you ever need them, and if you need help, they'll be there to help you no matter what.
I've been forced to leave my military ATV, which took me 3/4 of the way towards my second checkpoint. I will cover my last mile on foot and hopefully beat the storm that is swiftly rolling in. I'm hiking down the shoreline and I'm headed south and I'm facing a north wind. So it's like I have to fight every single step, leaning into the wind all the way down to my next checkpoint.
Okay. Just came from all the way down there, several miles. Made my way over that ridge, out around the beach, and now my checkpoint is about 400 feet. Should be right on the other side of this rock, right over here. Yeah, look at that. I'll go through here. Should be right here. Okay. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm not going down that way. Oh, man.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
Definitely not going down there. When you're standing at the top of this thing, the wind just rushes up that face. It's really unsettling. Off to the left, there's a trail though. See if we can make our way down to the bottom.
With my checkpoint only 100 feet away, I'm tempted to rush it. But the dangers of the coast and rapidly changing weather require me to use caution. The problem with this trail is that it's very steep, it's all completely unstable sand, and on top of that, you've got wind mixed with sand, mixed with sea foam, so I've got to guard my eyes, I've got to get down this thing without breaking my neck and find my checkpoint ASAP.
Should be on the other side of this little hill here. Whoa. Yeah, it's got to be around here somewhere, but the tides are coming in, so we got to get down here and look fast. Back here, right here. All right, let's read this and get out of here. All right, got the checkpoint. It says, the power to succeed comes with the determination to carry it through. We got my next set of coordinates. We're gonna program these in really quick and get out of here because the tide is nipping at my heels.
My next set of coordinates is going to take me 1.5 miles further south. My third checkpoint should be somewhere near the coastline by Haystack Rock. And with the tide coming in, I need to get out of this ravine towards higher ground immediately. Oregon's 6th graders learn about science and community at outdoor school. And if they revisit the program as student leaders in high school, the learning continues.
I've seen a lot of growth in myself over this experience. I mean, I used to be a shy kid, and I didn't talk quite as much. Group settings were not my favorite. I could never have imagined myself getting up in front of a campfire and leading a whole camp in song.
High school leaders are immersed in a supported leadership role at Outdoor School, giving them the opportunity to grow as leaders.
We really see the best in kids and high school students out here because it puts them in a place where they're trusted and supported and given the opportunity to express themselves in those leadership kinds of ways.
Students start leading as sophomores and often volunteer each fall and spring until graduation.
They spend this time teaching and after a couple of sessions have to become role models for their own peers in addition to the sixth graders, and they develop these really fantastic leadership abilities.
This place has really brought me out, and I just feel like I can do anything out here.
Yeah, my GPS is sending me out here about 3/4 of a mile. It should be somewhere on the other side of Haystack Rock. Just bounded my way off the sand dune. Really don't feel like going for a swim, but my last clue said something about a boat. There's one parked right here. I'm gonna go hitch a ride. My checkpoint is 3/4 of a mile out into the ocean. And instead of fleeing from the incoming tide, like at my last checkpoint, I'm going to use it to launch this boat to sea. Coming up on The Wildlife. Yeah, my GPS is telling me that my next checkpoint is 15 feet down there.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.
A boat has taken me out to sea near Haystack Rock. My third checkpoint is nearby, but it must be hiding under the surface. I didn't see any buoys, I didn't see anything floating on top of the water, so after searching for about 10-15 minutes, I realized I'm gonna have to go in. It's somewhere under the water. Now, I don't have scuba gear. All I have is a wetsuit and some fins and a mask. It's somewhere in the area, but I don't see it on top of the water, so I'm going in. With the constant movement of the water and no GPS to guide me closer, I'm struggling to get a visual on my target. And then suddenly, a buoy comes into view.
Over here.
Looks like the ammo can is down the rope. I don't really feel like diving for it, so I'm gonna climb in the boat, pull it up. Sun Community Schools help struggling students by providing more time with teachers and a place to focus on schoolwork. The program helps students like Zach find academic success.
Before, I didn't really get any of my work done, and it was hard for me to concentrate.
He was really struggling with work in general because he has ADD, so that was a struggle there. And when he went to Sun and he had someone help him out and a teacher there, it seemed to kind of give him the little initiative that he needed.
My grades have improved a lot. Now I know what I'm actually doing and working on in class. Like in math, I know what I'm actually doing now.
Like it has for many students, Sun Community Schools has also helped Zach by assisting his family with one of the many support services it provides.
We were about ready to lose our apartment because I'd been out of work for so long. And so I just came to school one day and asked them if they had any energy assistance because we were going to have our lights turned on. And Calista, she called me up and she said, well, we don't have electricity, but do you need help with your rent? And I just went, wow. Next morning, my husband and I were in the office and they were helping us pay our rent.
After weathering a tough few months with the help of Sun, Marcia now has a new job and Zach is succeeding in school.
I'm just really thankful that Sun is here because it's helped us as a family, and my son helps my son succeed as well.
There it is. I'm pulling my next geocache canister up and out of the ocean. It has been a long day, and I am ready for this adventure to come to an end so I can deliver my reward to 2 worthy charities. More coordinates. Really? Another set of coordinates? I thought this was going to be it, but I still have a long ways to go. All right, I'm going to change back into my gear, plug these into my GPS, and head back to shore. So far, I've ridden the dunes in this military ATV. I had to dig through the wet, sticky, condensed sand for my first checkpoint, hike miles down the beach, and then scale down a cliff for my second checkpoint, and then hike up and over the cape, and then go snorkeling for my third. So I'm exhausted, I'm still cold and wet, and I've still got a long ways to go.
The Wildlife is presented by Next Adventure.